Hi, I'm Estelle. Thank you so much for joining me on your mat today. Today's class is designed to feel really good after a long day of work at the office or on your feet. We'll be twisting and opening up. A lot of us spend a lot of time hunched over computers or on our phones, so we'll do things to open up our chest, open up our back, twist out our spine, and just generally bring some movement back into the parts of our body that get a little tense and crunched during the day. We're going to start out in Tadasana. So you can come to the front of your mat. Just bring your feet a comfortable distance apart under your hips. They can be a little wider, a little narrower, whatever feels good in your body. Feel your feet grounding into the ground. You can close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so. Bring your hands alongside your body, palms facing forward. Feel the top of your head like there's a string attached as though you were a puppet that's being reached and lengthened up towards the sky. Let's take a breath here together. First, exhaling all of the air that you have in your tummy, coming down to the very bottom, and then slowly starting to inhale to the very bottom of your belly, reaching the ribs, all the way up to the collarbone. Pause here, maybe take a little more sip of air and let it out through your mouth. Start to bring awareness to your breath, lengthening the inhales and the exhales so they're even. At the same time, feel your feet rooting into the ground, maybe a little bend to your knees so you're not walking them out. Feel your arms strong, reaching towards the ground, your fingers shining out like rays of sunlight. Feel the ground and the earth support you and feel yourself standing really tall, the crown of your head reaching towards the sky, your core engaged, everything engaged and strong. On an inhale, you can float your eyes open, reach up into high mountain pose. Exhale, coming to the right. You can slide that right hand down your leg. You can keep it on your hip, whatever feels good. Exhaling here. Inhaling back to center. And exhaling off to the left. Coming into side moon. Just feeling that stretch along your right body. And inhale back up to center. Exhale, cactus the arms. Open your chest wide. Lift your heart. Inhale back through center. And then come down through a flat back, bend the knees, and come into ragdoll. Just let your head drop, your chest rest against your knees over your heels. Maybe rock back and forth a little bit, find the point of gravity, the center of gravity there on your feet. You can straighten one leg and then the other. You can bob a little bit. Make sure your head is nice and loose. You can swivel it from side to side. You can nod it up and down. Just feel that traction in your spine slowly towards the earth. And an inhale, rise halfway up. And exhale, come back down. On an inhale, slowly walk your feet back and find downward facing dog. You can pedal out the feet. Maybe you want to swing your hips from side to side. Make sure the eyes of your elbows are facing forward. Feel your sitting bones reaching up towards the sky. Your low ribs engaged so you're not extending your back too far. Ground down into your hands and feel them really long and strong. pressing into all four corners of the hands. Inhale here. And exhale, walk your hands back so that you can fit both your hands and your feet flat on the ground. So that might be further out, it might be a little further in, wherever you need to be to have all four corners of both your hands and your feet on the ground. And inhale. Inhale here, and then on an exhale, reach your right hand, you might have to come in a little deeper, to your left ankle. You can reach for the toes. If you don't reach your foot, just reach out to the side. We're just trying to get a nice stretch here. And start to open your body up to the side. Maybe look out under that left hand. Just finding a nice twisting stretch here. Inhale, come back to center, and then we'll take that on the other side. So reach your left hand out to the side, or if you want to reach your ankle and start to twist your body open, looking out under the right hand arm, under your right armpit. Feeling your spine long, twisting through, opening up. Inhale here. And exhale, walk yourself back to downward facing dog. Take any other movements that feel good to you here today. And on an inhale, lift your right leg up. Float it through your hands. Stand onto that right leg. And inhale up into a crescent lunge. Hips facing forward. That right knee is bent about 90 degrees. Knee right over the ankle. Inhale here. And then exhale out into warrior two. So really here you just place the left toes on the ground towards the top, facing the top left corner of your mat, and open up through the thoracic spine. So open your chest out to your side. Inhale. Exhale. Feel really broad through the chest, those hands reaching out in either direction, stretching long. On an inhale, bring both towards pointing to the sides, up into star. And on an exhale, point your toes forward, come down into a halfway wide forward fold, and then all the way down. Drop your head. Let your neck be loose. Hang here, feel your hamstrings getting long, but engage your quads so that you're not going too far into your stretch. If you feel comfortable, bring the hands behind your hips. Bring the hands together, interlace the fingers, and take a shoulder extension if that feels good. Pressing the palms together, keeping the shoulder blades drawing down the back. Inhale. And exhale, let it go. Inhale through a flat back, coming up to a star. Point your toes out to the side. Bend into that right leg, coming back into warrior two. And then flip your right arm to face up. Inhale. On an exhale, lean back into reverse warrior, sliding that left arm down the left leg. Inhale, come into a low lunge. And then from here, we're going to take a side plank. So we're going to bring the weight into the right hand, roll over the side of your left foot, bring that right foot about mid-distance planted into the ground, and then lift your right arm up. You can bring your gaze to the floor, straight out in front of you, or look up towards the right hand. If you'd like to bring that right foot on top of the left foot, you can do that as well. And if it feels good, you could maybe try dipping that left hip down, stretching out the left side body and the hip. And coming back up. Inhale here. Exhale. And then inhale, come into plank. You can press back into downward facing dog directly or lower onto the mat. Press up and come back into downward facing dog. Take one breath here. And we'll do that on the other side. So on an inhale, lift the right leg up. Bring it forward between the hands. Press into that foot. Rise up into crescent lunge. Take a breath here. Hips facing forward, knee stacked over ankle. Take another inhale. And exhale, open up to warrior two. Feel the arms reaching away from each other. Make sure that left knee is still on top of the left ankle. If you need to widen your stance or adjust your hips, that's totally fine. Inhale here. Exhale. And your next inhale, come up into five-pointed star. And exhale, bring your feet facing forward and roll all the way down. Walk your hands over to your right leg. Maybe lift that right arm up. Look up, twist your spine a little bit. And exhale, walk your hands over to your left foot. Lift your left arm up. And we'll just do that 2 more times. Exhaling, I'm coming through. Inhale to the right. Exhale through center. Inhale to the left. One last time. Exhale. Inhale to the right. And exhale. Inhale to the left. Exhale through center. Inhale through flat back, lift up into five-pointed star. And exhale back into warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior, flipping that left hand. Right hand sliding down the right leg, feeling a stretch through your left side body. Exhaling, coming down into low lunge. We'll take side plank on this side. So plant your right hand, roll onto the outside edge of your right foot, walk your left foot halfway back, and lift up with your left hand. You can bring your gaze to the floor, right out in front of you, or up to the sky. You can take a full side plank here if you'd like, bringing your right foot to meet your left foot to meet your right. Or you can try dropping your hips, stretching out the right side a little bit, and lifting back up. Inhale. Exhale, come into plank. Inhale here. And lower all the way down to your stomach. Bring your elbows right underneath your shoulders. Reach to the crown of your head. Lift your heart forward and come into Sphinx pose. Tops of your feet are flat against the mat, pressing down, your heart lifting. Shoulders are still drawing down the back. Collarbones are wide. Take one more breath here. And exhale, come all the way down. On your next inhale, bend your right leg and take a hold of your right foot if you can with your right hand. If you can't reach this, you can wrap a strap or a scarf around your foot and take a hold of it with the right hand and just bring that foot towards your hand. If you can reach, take a hold of it, and then however your right hand is pulling your right foot forward, lift up and lift both of them together. Press that foot into your palm of your hand and lower down. And we'll take the other side. So take either a strap around your left foot, bend your left foot, take a hold of the strap in your left hand, Or reach your left hand around to take the top of your left foot from the outside. Inhale, press that foot into the palm of the hand and lift your shoulders and knees up off the floor. And exhale, come back down. Now we're going to take both hands and both feet coming into bow pose. So if you need to get the strap around both of your feet, go ahead and do that now. And then you'll just hold on to the strap, push your feet up into your hands and lift up that way. Or if you want to do this with your hands, you can take your hands around your feet, coming to hold them from the outside. Exhale here. Keep the knees together. Inhale, lift everything up off the floor. Press into your hands with your feet. Your heart is lifting. Your knees are lifting. Pulling your heart open with your feet. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale, come all the way down. Slowly rise up and press back into child's pose. And just take a couple breaths here. Find your center. Notice your breath. Lengthening inhales and exhales. If you've let it go, just come back to it. And when you're ready, walk your hands back and roll all the way up to a seat. We're going to do one more back bend here before we come down to our backs to open up our chest, just get rid of that text neck a little bit. If you need to have some cushioning on your knees, which is a really good idea, you can fold your mat back so you have a nice cushion there. We're going to come onto our knees, hip distance apart, so our hips are stacking right over our knees. Bring your hands by your side. Your feet can either have your toes tucked under. If you haven't done camel pose before, I suggest you tuck your toes under. If you prefer to have them flat, that's absolutely fine. Also, you can find stability there. Reach to the crown of your head. Bring your hands to your low back, supporting the lumbar spine. And then inhale, lift your heart up. You can press your hips forward a little bit, just so that they're stacking over your knees. You don't want to press them any further than that. And if this feels good to you, just stay here. If you have the strength and your neck is healthy, you can go a little further. You always want to be lifting through your heart and bending from the top and middle of your spine, not crunching into your low back. And then you start to reach your hands for your ankles, for your heels. Pressing up, lifting your sternum to the sky. If you feel any pinching in your low back, come out of it. If this feels okay on your neck, you can dip your neck back. If your neck is sensitive or that doesn't feel good, it feels crunching, just tuck your chin in. And then if you'd like, you can also bring your feet flat to the floor for a little bit more extension. Keep supporting your low back, lifting your heart up. Your heart here is the part that's opening. Supporting your low back. Feeling your chest opening up, shining up to the sky. Exhale here. And on an inhale, supporting your neck. Slowly bring your hands back to the lower back and rise all the way up. Camel pose. You can see why they call it that. We're going to do one more inversion, but I'm going to have you take your mat to the wall for this. Especially if you've been on your feet today, this should feel really nice. So bring your mat to the wall Take a seat in front of it. Scoot your hips as close to the wall as you can. Come down onto your back. If you scoot your hips a little closer from once you're on your back, you can do that. Bring your heels up the wall and just lie back. Hands out to the side. Your feet up, hip distance apart. You can point and flex your feet if that feels good here. We'll just take a few breaths here. Taking some weight off your feet. Grounding into the earth. Feeling the back of your heart, your hips, your neck, your head supported by the earth. Let's just take 5 breaths here. Slowly wake up your toes a little bit. You can walk your feet back down the wall, or you can slowly roll to one side and press up. You can stay here. I'm just going to move my mat so that you can see me a little better. Stay on your back. And bring your knees up to your chest. Give them a little squeeze. Give yourself a little hug. Keep squeezing your knees, but put your head down and start to reach your tailbone to the floor, just bringing some compression into your hips. And cross your left foot over your right knee. Flex those toes back on both feet. Take a hold of the left knee from the top, from underneath, whatever feels good. And just take a breath into the back of that hip. Breathing into those tight spaces in your right glute. Exhaling and softening it a little bit more. And then release your left knee. Bring your arms out to the side or in goalposts, whichever feels good. Just let that right foot come down to the floor with the left knee. And look to the right. If you'd like to bring that knee flat for more of a twist, you can stack the knees. Just take a deep belly breath here. Exhale all the way down to the very bottom, squeezing your organs a little bit in this twist. And inhale back up to center. We'll cross the left foot over the right. You can take a hold of the back of the right thigh. Flex all of your 10 toes back. You can hold onto your knee, your calf, whatever feels good and allows you to pull the right knee in and press that left knee out. Take one breath here, breathing into all those tight, creaky places in that left glute. And exhaling, letting all of that go, letting it soften a little bit more. And let go of that right knee. Bring your hands out to the side. Bring the right knee to the floor. You can stamp that left foot down, or you can stack it on the right, looking to the left. One last twist through our spine. One big, deep belly breath here. Filling all the way up, letting your belly expand like a balloon. And then exhaling slowly all the way to the very bottom of your exhale and giving your organs a little squeeze. Inhale back through center. Give yourself one more hug, and then we'll come into Shavasana here. And you can let your hair go if you have hair. Bring your arms by your sides, your feet fall open, legs are long. Take up space here as much as you like. We'll just take a moment or two here to incorporate the movements we've done today into our body. Feeling the earth support us. Let go of your breath. Let go of everything. And know that in this moment you are safe, you are loved, and the world is a richer place for your presence in it. If you have more time, I welcome you to stay here for a few more minutes in Shavasana. Otherwise, you can start to bring back some movement to your fingers and toes. Roll your wrists and ankles. Take a long full body stretch. And roll onto one side. Taking a moment here to thank yourself for making the time to come to the mat today. And thanking your body exactly as it is today for everything it does for us without us asking, and for everything that we want to do that it allows us to do. And when you're ready, press up and come to a comfortable seat. You can sit on a bolster or a pillow or a block. Let's take one breath together, letting all your air go first, coming to the bottom of your exhale, and slowly filling your belly from the very bottom to the low ribs, to the heart, all the way to the top of your collarbones. Pausing here and taking maybe one more sip of air, and exhaling through your mouth. Thank you so much for offering yourself the time today to come to the mat, to take care of yourself, to move in a way that feels good. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope as you go forward, you can offer yourself compassion, forgive the judgments you make about yourself and others around you. Thank you so much.